Hello, people. It's Jason. I'm not dressed up today, and I guess um, I guess I'll just kind of start at the beginning. I'm going to at least attempt in some ways to use some of my YouTube videos and a little bit of me to at least attempt to make kind of a documentary about my life. Uh, for those that don't know, my name is Jason Sean Jones, if you really want to know. I was born December 4th, 1973. I was also born colorblind, red green colorblind, if you're curious, and with mild cerebral palsy for those that may or may not be interested. And also for those that don't know, and why I'm doing this documentary, oddly enough, or I don't know, you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm a cross dresser. Yeah. Yeah, I know you can't tell it, can you? At least you're not right now. This is what the world sees here, pretty much every day, almost. They see, well, a big dude that's overweight in pants. If I'm not at work, usually a t-shirt and jeans. That's my work shirt. If you're curious. Uh, well, yeah, a lot of people may, say that cross-dressing is wrong, or I'm gay, or I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But to answer some of the normal questions, quote unquote, I'm not gay. Sorry. Well, I don't know if I should say sorry. But anyway, I'm straight. I like women, if you're not sure what straight means when you're a guy. Also, yes, I have a penis. Thank you. And if you're gay or bi man, I really don't want to see yours. I have my own to look at. Thank you very much. And, oh, I guess, someone would ask, why would you cross dress? Or, like I said, there's a whole plethora of questions. Well, let's start with why. Well, I don't know if I can really nail it down to an exact reason that would satisfy anyone. But just one day when I was, like, I don't know, I think 13, maybe less. Yeah. It's hard to remember for sure. But anyway, my parents weren't around for once, and I was at home by myself, best as I can remember. And I decided to put. I'd always liked dresses and pantyhose and how women look, because I'm a guy. And yes, ladies, I like how ladies look in dresses. Anyway, so I decided to wear one. And I put on my sister's bra, my sister's panties. I forget whose pantyhose. Me, didn't matter. And my mom's dress, because my mom had lots of dresses in her closet. So I just borrowed one temporarily. And that was my first experience, really. After that, I didn't really dress up much totally, because I knew if my dad caught me, he'd probably kill me. And I knew my mom wouldn't approve, and I knew my sister wouldn't approve, and I definitely knew where I lived, nobody else in that freaking town would approve, if you're wondering. It's a little interesting. But at the time, I lived in a little place called Orofino, Idaho. And, just very, it's hard to explain in some ways, but essentially, if you're not white, straight, Christian, at least those three main things, you're pretty much out of luck. And even if you're those three things, you still can be out of luck depending on all sorts of other criteria. Very, judgmental, perhaps, is a good word. I don't know. You can figure it out. But, so, you know, nobody knew I cross-dressed at the time. And after that, like I say, I didn't really ever. Maybe I cross-dressed a couple other times. I don't really recall, to be honest. But most of the time, I just put on pantyhose underneath my pants. A, because it's easy to find torn pantyhose. You know, my mom or sister threw away because, well, they were run or torn or whatever. And B, because you can hide them under your pants pretty easy if you're curious. So I did that for how long? Eventually, I stopped. Not really because I wanted to, but because for those that don't know, I was raised LDS or Mormon, however you want to refer to it. And let's just say, as far as I know, the LDS or Mormon religion isn't really big on cross-dressing. In fact, I don't think too many religions are too hip on it, to be honest. But anyway, and so I just felt that, wasn't appropriate, or, what I should be or whatever. And I've always felt, kind of, and I'm sure most people do to some degree, kind of a pressure to conform, like as a guy, you have to wear pants, you have to wear, maybe not a t-shirt, but some sort of men's shirt like this, and, watch football and, I don't know, drink beer and smash beer cans against your head or something, I don't know, and, go hunting and, I don't know, shoot guns and, work on cars or whatever. And some of it I'm okay with. I've been hunting with my dad. I don't know if I'd ever be an avid hunter. I don't mind it. But definitely not a huge interest to me. And, I just kind of started discovering that, most people kind of categorize things into, man things and women's things to a little degree. Like, when I was working on my 1969 Ford Fairlane, yes, people, I owned one. Most people would say that's a guy thing or a manly thing, but when I paint my toenails or I put on my dress, they'd probably say that's more female. And I kind of discovered that, at least for me, I kind of, maybe, male and female is kind of like, a little bit on each side to some degree. Well, but, and, I just felt like I always had to conform to this, I don't know, whatever I thought I had to be, I thought I had to be, and probably wouldn't hurt me on some of it, good to get LDS man or boy or whatever you want to quantify it as, and, go to church, wear my suit. I hate suits, by the way. And, get married, have 2.5 kids or whatever, and, just kind of what, at least to me, society wants you to do to some degree, expects of you, or however you want it to say it. And sorry for the cough drop. But I don't know. I mean, I've always been a little interesting, odd, whatever. Because for those that don't know, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, to be honest with you, but somewhere around age 7, not too surprisingly, when I moved to Orofino, something happened to me. I'm not sure exactly what, but whatever it was not good, because whatever that event was that I can't seem to remember for the life of me, it altered me, and at least in some ways, and some people would say it's going crazy, but whatever. I became two people, and at least at the time I always thought of it as kind of like imaginary friends, because as a little kid, I was like 7. It's like, whatever. And you know, maybe it's just me thinking out loud or my vivid imagination, but I'd hear them talk to me and I could talk to them. You know, I didn't really, well, I guess sometimes they respond, but me, yeah, I still apparently have imaginary friends. And I'm 41. Oops, oh well. But, I was kind of used to, feeling like I was more than one individual, even though I'm only one body. I know it's confusing. But up here, I've always felt torn, so to speak. And, one side of me has always been very male. And for those that don't know, I finally named that side after writing a fictional story. Maybe a little before then, honestly. But finally named him Twisted Metal. That kind of represents what I view as my male side. This. Or at least semi-close to this. And mostly it's the stuff I don't like about myself, to be quite honest. Everything I view as male, I basically don't like. Yeah. Weird, huh? Anyway. And, I just kind of dealt with things. And, my teenage years, those were just awful. Ugh. I'm surprised I didn't kill myself, honestly. I just really am. Even into my early 20s, it still was pretty much a disaster area. By my late 20s, started to kind of, at least some degree as far as mentally, other than my depression, which unfortunately hangs around quite severely. I've had it about since I was 7. We see a little bit of a tie in there, anybody? Yeah, me too. But anyway, my late 20s, I kind of tried to pull my life together as best as I could. I don't know. I got married, tried to live the normal life or whatever. Just I never really felt like I belonged or happy. I guess if I had to sum it up, I've been depressed. This is all get out. Granted, most of the time it's what I consider normal, which is every once in a while I have suicidal thoughts. Oh, I should kill myself. And I just kind of, whatever. And then there's from September to like January, February-ish, basically almost spring, somewhere around that time frame, when my depression just goes off the charts. I really want to off myself, sometimes almost daily. During my teenage years, it was pretty much daily. Sadly, pretty much every single year, too, from like probably 12 or so to early 20s. Oops. Yeah. So, yeah. I guess I've talked longer than I thought I had. Oh well. But I guess that's kind of a brief introduction to me. I don't know, it's hard to think of everything, but a little bit of my background, and I'll try and go from there and keep adding to it, and probably forgot some stuff, but at least a little bit about me now. If you have questions, within reason, I'll answer them. Try and be nice. If you tell me to off myself, well, I'll tell you to off yourself right back. I'm just that kind of a guy. So, because I'm just trying to be who I am. If you don't like it, well, go fuck yourself. Eh, this guy who I am. But anyway, I guess this is Jason for today. Later on, you'll meet Marilyn, I'm sure. She's my female version. And maybe she'll add a few things from her perspective. Because I kind of view myself, like I say, as almost like two individuals. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Or whatever. Twisted and Marilyn are kind of like a couple. They don't always get along. Nah. But, you know, they deal with each other because they have to, pretty much. And together, you combine them, you get me. What society sees. I'm a little bit of each. So, makes it interesting, I guess. Anyway, as I was saying, this is Jason. If you want to ask any questions, go for it. Try and be, respectful, I guess would be a good word. And I guess we'll go from here and see how my documentary of sorts goes. I know most of the time a documentary is not done by the person who the documentary is about, but why not? I don't see a reason why not. YouTube kind of gives a chance for people to do things like this, so why not? Anyway, hope you learned at least a little bit about me, and as we go on, you'll probably learn more, and perhaps not like what you learned, but hey, I'm not perfect, people, sorry. Anyway, let's see, today's Saturday, huh? A lot of it from work, sorry. So I may be doing another video on Thursday, probably dressed up as Marilyn, so we shall see then. Like I said, this is Jason saying goodbye for today, and hope you have a good rest of the weekend.